Mic check, audio check. We're good. Audio levels are good. Get this out of here. Get the fuck out of here. God damn. Can't be held back. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing on this wonderful day, wonderful evening, wherever you are? I hope you ate some wonderful food. I'm talking like a DJ. I'm talking like a radio guy right now because I need to get this energy out. I hope you guys ate some good food today. If you had a bad day, okay day, regular schmegular day, and you haven't ate, eat something, man. For me, no matter what kind of day I'm having, getting some good food in my stomach, getting a taco, no sweets, some good hearty food, some tacos. Maybe let's not go out Spanish. Let's go make a steak or something, man. Just get something in your stomach, make yourself feel better. How you guys doing? My name is Valentine. Today we're gonna be speaking about chapter 989 of One Piece, and I sold that way too hard. I apologize. I'm very excited right now. Why I don't know, but we're just gonna play it off of it. All right, it's fine. Is it fine? It's fine. So I wanted to touch base on chapter 989. There's some things I'm gonna include here. And there's a second video I have in mind that I'm gonna try to shy away from some details and put into there because I just don't want to misconstrue certain ideas, and I start rambling about a bunch of other things that I should just try to keep, segregated. So to get into it, 989 and chapter 988 might as well have just been one chapter for me because the way the crew had just stepped in here and just started feeding off each other's energy from the get-go. Like they didn't need any warm-up, they didn't need a huddle, they didn't need to talk about anything. Everyone's just popping in at a certain time, just knowing what place they needed to take. This is no longer the inexperienced, immature Straw Hat crew you were seeing. It feels like a mature version of these guys where they're stepping in on this big mission they have, this big raid that is going to end up taking down two Yonkos, potentially, if everything goes well. They're going to take down two Yonkos if everything goes well. Do I think they're going to take down both of them at the same time? No. But the attempt to do it at this point is more meaningful than them actually getting to do it. The conviction they need to have within themselves and share amongst the crewmates are really just overflowing for me in these panels. They're not in a good situation at all. But the way they build off of each other, you wouldn't think so. The way they talk shit, you wouldn't think so. Brooke is sitting there facing off with Big Mom again after, they had their altercation in Whole Cake Island, and we all know how that ended up for Brooke. And he stood up there and he stands up there and he stands again now, even when he knows his captain's not here to hold him down and running up to go fight another Yonko. He knows he's willing to take on this challenge once again, whether he's by himself or not. I get those vibes from this panel. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but this is just the conviction that Frankie really gave to me when he said what he said. Because Nami interrupted Brooke and Frankie's back and forth with Big Mom, like, hey, let's run. And Frankie put his foot down to what's honestly my favorite part of this whole chapter. And it's him saying, oi, oi, Nami, running away, what the hell is that? We're here to make Luffy the Pirate King. We can't run away from a Yonko. And then he gets into the radical beam. That panel right there just speaks levels to the fact that no matter how strong he is within the crew, no matter where his captain's at, no matter who they're facing, they need to stand up. It's no more running, waiting for their captain to go be the saving grace for them. They need to be able to handle these challenges, and whether they win or fail, they need to be able to handle these challenges. I hope that makes sense. I think that makes sense. You can't run away from these things at this point. Not at this point in the game. Everyone needs to share the same conviction, whether it's the weakest member of the crew or it's the strongest member of the crew. And I feel like Oda's really been conveying that to us during these past few chapters. What Frankie says to me here, if the crew in itself truly wants to be an asset to Luffy, they all need to be able to handle these circumstances. And that gives me a callback to the Whitebeard commanders during Marineford War, where all the commanders, no matter what, who they faced, whether it be an admiral, vice admiral, one of the 7 warlords, they all faced it with the same conviction. They shared it just with Whitebeard. They knew what they came there to do, save Ace. Everyone was yelling, save Ace, with the same conviction Luffy was, maybe, but at least with the same conviction as their captain. These guys were a true pirate crew, a true pirate crew to the essence of they all share that same flame within them to reach the same goal. And when I think of Luffy becoming Pirate King, I think of the crew becoming the crew of the Pirate Kings. I don't mean to say kings, but they're all gonna ascend to that same level. When you hear Rayleigh's name, when you hear Scapa Gabon's name, it radiates at the same pitch as Goldie Roger. We know what level everyone's at, but it still radiates the same. It doesn't take anything away from them. Even Shank's name, he was on that crew. He didn't make it to find the One Piece, but he was on the Pirate King's crew. They have just a certain vibe, a certain glow to them. And the Straw Hats at this point, they need to have that same glow, and I feel like I've been seeing it from them. Maybe I'm just fanboying over everything going on right now, but I don't think I am. I think I'm being a little realistic at this point in the story and where they have to be mentally. So as Frankie aims that radical beam at Big Mom and then tosses his attention away to the numbers behind them and shoots the radical beam that way to eradicate the guy that had the brachio tank in his hand, he gets almost swiped up by Big Mom. He seen, got startled, and he knew he didn't have a moment to react. And this is when I mean that the crew comes in and fills each other's gaps, because Jinbei came, did the arm throw, and continued that momentum as with Robin as a great tag team, and she just flew Big Mom straight out the door. you know. And I know everyone feels a certain way about this. I mean, Big Mom isn't hurt. Frankie landed the bike on her nose. She fell on the floor. She didn't go to Olin. I mean, I guess at this point we have to accept Oda's writing for what it is, and Big Mom is just who she is. It's in a fight when she's serious. I don't, she obviously wasn't serious at that point. I guess not. She's going to be a force no matter what. We can't deny that. We can't take that away from her. But at certain moments like this, when the crew is activated and the crew's rolling with so much momentum, it's not preposterous for them to actually just get Big Mom on the back foot a little bit. And I don't mean in the back foot in a defensive way. I just mean in a way that she's rolling and tumbling out the doorway. She'll be all right. She'll be coming right back in, fuming and upset, and another gag will probably happen, but she'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? She'll still be Big Mom, being able to 1v1 mostly everyone in the verse of One Piece. If we're going to take it to the power scale level, if we're going to take it to the respect of a Yonko level, I mean, she gets, what can we say? And all while this is transpiring, Luffy's hopping up and he places himself right in front of Queen, not even acknowledging Queen's presence. And this means something to me, because whether that's the gag because Queen is just not doing anything so far, but yet down when he was running with Yamamoto and he ran into Alti, Mrs. Headbutt, he acknowledged her. He acknowledged her, but now he's in front of Queen, not even paying attention, like blinders on. And then Zoro walks up and Oda writes, the perfect classic One Piece gag where they just start talking right in front of Queen, and Queen's just shocked, like, what's going on with you guys? Like, I'm right here, I mean, and Luffy knows who Queen is. Zoro has no idea what the fuck that is. I mean, they all can sense that he's strong, but I guess they just also like, man, you haven't done nothing. Shut up, And Luffy goes to escape out of the same hole that Kaido made to go to the top of the skull. And at this moment, I paused for two reasons. One, when Zoro showed up, I looked at him and I looked at Queen, and I thought back to the last to the last chapter where Sanji and King went at it, and I'm like, Oda's either playing with the community right now and tossing and turning the opponents, because people spaz out when they see people actually clash, not entering a battle but clash, and just having fun with it. So for a moment, I don't know if that was actually going to be aligned and they were going to start fighting, because at that point we haven't seen Sanji, so I don't know if Sanji was still dealing with King. So at that point I'm thinking, is Zoro going to distract Queen so that Luffy can make his way up? But in fact, he grabbed onto Luffy. He's like, "Hey, man, let's go up and fight fight Kaido then," which I found to be so super funny and cool. So as they're making their way up, Queen transforms super fast, and he finally does something. I'm so happy Queen stops them there, because it shows what I was talking about in my last video, where that pent up energy for Queen is just like, all right, this is over and done with. And he grabs them and spits them down to the floor. So I love how Oda writes this right now, because if you look in the corner of each panel, while the brachio tank's going up in the air, while Luffy and Zoro getting spat down, while Sanji is, doing his little review about his raid suit, if you look in the corner, you can see every moment that we've seen just previously transpire happen in real time. So basically, everything is happening all at once, and it's like, light bulb went out. Of course, that's always how it is. But it's not always displayed in this way. We do cutaways, we come back, You know, it's minutes before, minutes after. I don't remember being displayed this way, whereas Luffy and Zoro are falling down. You can see the panel where the number is getting shot in the face by the radical beam. And just the flow from the beginning of that first panel of that chapter to that last panel. That's probably a nuance that maybe I'm just geeking over for whatever fucking reason, but I really did appreciate that part. So then we end with the panel of everyone there, Luffy explaining like, "Hey, I need to make my way up top. I need you guys. I believe in you guys that you can make this happen." That same conviction, that from the weakest to the strongest link, none of them are wavering. They're acting as a true crew, as a unit, as one. And I'm fanboying, but I really just appreciate that writing. I don't know why. Maybe because I haven't seen all the Straw Hats together at one place in so long. So when we actually get to see them, it's not like they all just walk to the door and say, "Hey, what's up?" They built the momentum. Oda built momentum where someone popped up here, someone popped up there, someone popped up here, carrying the ball from each other, making the load lighter for each other, not just showing up for the sake of showing up and giving the character to the audience just for the sake of giving the character. He put everyone there for a purpose. And just to give a little thought back to when Luffy and Zoro were about to make their way up through the hole that Kaido created, I thought for a second, and I forgot to mention, this is the second pause. I thought for a second, are these guys really about to make their way through that hole? I didn't know if Queen was going to stop them at this point. I thought Queen was going to continue with his gag. And I'm like, okay, if it's this easy, once they get through that hole, this whole chapter is just going to go dark. And what I mean by dark is there's no way they're going to get to the top of the skull this quick. The two strongest crewmates going to get to the top of that skull this quick. And everything's going to be okay on top of that skull. If they get to that top of that skull right now this easy, either the whole force of the Sulong Minks are wiped out along with the Scabbards, or Oda is just really playing with our emotions. And I was really moving more towards the fact that everyone was wiped out, and this is the reason why Oda's making it so easy. So I'm happy that didn't happen, and I'm happy we got that whole panel, everyone together finally. For me, it hasn't been that long because I haven't been reading One Piece for as long as everyone else has. You know, I started at Dressrosa. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting. I heard 10 years. That's a long time. So I hope you guys are happy. And that color spread of that is going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to get that added to my wall here. So with that, guys, that's all I have. I'll be continuing a part 2. And that's going to be touching on what I think the Beast Pirates should be doing and how they should be acting and what the current moment feels like for me in their eyes, at least. So I'm definitely going to be touching that pretty soon. It's going to be part 2 of this video of 989. I appreciate you guys being here. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you dislike the video, that's totally fine. But leave a comment in the comment section. Let's talk a little bit about it. You know, there's always room to grow. Appreciate you guys. Remember, eat some good food. So with that, guys, I bid you guys adieu. I bid you guys adieu. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good evening. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.